will be so disappointed. I need to make one of you all like the keeper of the YouTubers. In this way, the Twitch chat will ensure that YouTube is well cared for when I consistently forget. This is why I'm not allowed to have a dog, because, we talk about, will you remember to take him out? Will you remember to feed him? No, I will not. But Noms today is going to be able to use one of these run base things, which is kind of a for-pay locker room, I suppose. Yeah, but they also let you rent out, shoes and various other kinds of accoutrements if you want to.
Yeah, the funny thing is we also have a membership to Anytime Fitness.
We do. That said, the person with whom you're running today does not.
Yes.
And so you two will be able to enjoy the showering and the changing and all the rest there.
Also, great. I don't think there's an Anytime Fitness convenient to the Emperor's house.
Well, in that case.
Yeah. The Emperor, he says we can't come inside his house to shower, so.
I mean, that's so rude. The guy has like 3 or 4 bedrooms, 3 or 4 bathrooms at least. Why won't he let you in?
Yeah.
It's terrible. Terrible.
Obviously greedy.
Actoria, good seeing you, my friend. Hello, welcome today, Marks. Good to see you, Drek.
Yeah. Then the thing is, this place also rents out equipment.
Right.
So I might try a different pair of running shoes just to try them and see if I like them, although that is and they're so affordable. It's like 220 yen to borrow the shoes for a day. But it is taking a risk insofar as I will be running in them.
Well, I doubt they let you. I mean, you probably could just take any shoe you want to, but they probably help you pick the one that's best for you.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also did some research last night.
Okay. I mean, see what happens. Go in there and order a size 17 super wide shoe, and they say, "Okay, here you go." Might be funny.
They do have their top level shoes available for rental too, but you have to register to be a member.
I see.
Because then they have all of your information, and they probably have your credit card.
That's how they get you. Are those the ones?
No, I mean if you run away with them, literally.
Yes. Is this how the big springy ones?
I think so.
Yeah, running shoes have gotten weird.
It's their I don't know.
They're called super shoes, right? Super shoes. Hello, Fritz. If y'all have not seen these things yet, I've never used one. I can't imagine using one, but this was yesterday's topic of interest. There was a miswriting in one of the game we were playing yesterday, in which you are a pirate captain. And so I wonder what it would be to have a pirate cat paint. All right, very good. It's this Nike called them a super shoe, I think.
Yeah, everyone's got one.
Yeah. Right. So they have this weird.
They have
weirdness.
A carbon plate in them.
There's a plate inside of them, but also this weird little notch on the back, and it's all springy and weird, and I don't know. But apparently using these can give elite runners a substantial advantage. Yeah. And so it raises questions about is it cheating to use the super shoes? Yeah. Or just one more step, in the Great March of Progress?
They are breaking records like crazy, people wearing these.
No.
I have a friend whose wife recently got into running, and she's like, "Oh, I should run in these and see if they make me faster." And he was like, No, only if you're already a fast runner does it make you faster.
Yeah, for a brand new runner, just simply the habit of getting out there will help you a lot. So.
Yeah, excuse me. Okay, I must go.
All right, goodbye, Noms.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Noms. I appreciate you, Noms. I'll see you after lunch.
Okay, bye.
All right, goodbye. All right, very good. Hello again, friends. Who came in last said hi. Selden, good seeing you. Welcome. It's like when Speedo made a suit that was so high-end. Wait. Is this Oh, okay, wait. Chat moved. I was reading one message about Speedo and then saw top-end golf clubs. I was so confused. I ran 2 messages together. But yes, it's very, very fast Speedo suits and very high-end golf clubs, etc. As of right now, I think these are still legal because they're not crazy expensive compared to how expensive other things can be. But I do wonder if eventually they'll say, okay, that's far enough. I think we talked about before, it's very hard to compare records from eras, right? Because, you compare, the top flight pitcher in 1920, and this person was just some guy who liked throwing hard, right? He didn't have the scientific digestion and exercise physiology and all of the scientific training and learning that we have now. That makes it possible for a relatively average professional pitcher to throw at least that hard. So Unfortunately, it's impossible to remove the stain and the possibility, the whatever, of technology from contemporary pitching, or any sport really. So, some part of me says, okay, sure, use whatever you got, do whatever you can, and see how amazing it gets. Because, in motor racing, they can have the stock car, right? Everyone gets to drive the exact same kind of car with the exact same engine and all the rest, with only very minor variants that's hard to detect ahead of time. But I recognize that you can't have a stock human, right? There's no such thing. And I think that that one story about, oh gosh, what's his name? It's a Vonnegut story. You probably had to read it in high school. It was about, look, it's bad to make people equal, boo, whatever that one is. It's not possible to do this kind of thing at the stock human. And so we all come from different angles and like different habits and background and so on. And so I'm cool with people, using new technologies as long as they're relatively available to everyone, right? As long as everyone can potentially get it without too much cost. Was that Breakfast of Champions? No, it's Harrison Bergeron. Is that Vonnegut actually, or have I forgotten who it is? But Harrison Bergeron, the text that my high school English teacher used it as an absolute bludgeon against, like, I don't want to go political today, but against even like the most soft core of social programs. One thing you're going to be giving out free breakfast to children. Next thing, they're all going to make us absolutely equal and ruin the powerful and so on. Our alert's not working. Oh. They weren't working yesterday either. But yeah, first thing, Fernanthus, thank you for the resubscription, 47 months. I appreciate it, friend. Why are they not working? Hello? Hello? Oh, no. Okay, give me 10 seconds to try one thing. We go over here. Thank you for the bit, Chaotic. I appreciate it. I see you have for me a brand new, water game. That's not a very nice way of saying it. A brand new Under the Sea game. We'll get there in a moment. Are you working here? Have I finally broken my computer enough I can't fix it? Let's see. Alright, we push this button. We push this button. Well, that's too bad. Looks like the the subscriber pop-up's not working today. That's very lame, I'm sorry. I'll keep an extra special eye on the recent event thing, but it's been happening more and more over the past few weeks, where suddenly this is just not working quite as regularly as it did. So maybe it's time to change companies. Maybe it's time to, get a different company that works better. I don't quite know. Did you do something silly like restart the computer? I did not. I mean, the same way, you can also see here that the little chat thing is not working again, and they're run through the same company, so there should be a little chat box here of you all, so I have no idea. Jim, thanks for asking that question. Yes, I played one day of Frostpunk 2, so we're on the second portion of the game. We completed the prologue, and we're a little bit into the game so far, but yeah, I'm sorry if you can't see the whole thing. When we get to the Frostpunk, I definitely will tell you the story so far as best I can, but yeah, unfortunately, part of the game has been done 2 days ago. Okay, what do we got? Have I watched John Boyce's recounting the 1904 Olympic Marathon? Tiger burning, I haven't seen that, no. I know some of the early Olympic activities were absolute shenanigans, with like people stopping and having tea, and people wandering off the course or getting a car ride, because why not? And some measure like a little bit less serious than we now see it these days, but yeah, kind of strange. HPG, good seeing you. Happy lurking to you, my friend. Welcome. Friends, I have a story for you. Many of you say, Resorty, I would like nothing more than to live in Japan. Resorty, Japan is where I'm going to find my true purpose in life and my anime princess too. Friends, today I have a question of, do you really? Did you really? Okay, so as many of you know, every other month, my wife and I go to the bank, the postal bank, in order to transfer money back to the U.S. So what can I say here? There are some banks that allow you to do this online, but they are not great for us because we're not permanent residents yet. So for so long as we're just visiting from another place, the postal bank works best for a bunch of different purposes. Anyway, for months and months and months, we've gone to the postal bank and filled out these pieces of paper and these like detailed lists of what we're doing and numbers and all the rest, and had a person do the work to make the transfer. And it takes a long time, a lot of conversation back and forth, and it's very stressful for noms. Very, very, very stressful. And at the end of it, with the transfer made, you have to pay 880 yen, which is, $6 or so. Not the end of the world. A little annoying, but fine. Last time we were there, the person that helped us out, when she was done helping us, gestured to a machine over a little bit and said, "This is our new self-help machine. Transfers like the ones you're doing in this transaction can be done at the self-help machine. So next time, use the self-help machine, and it will cost you half as much money as this does. Only 440 yen. What a savings!" And so we're excited for this. We're excited to use the self-help machine because Noms doesn't want to talk to people. She finds financial Japanese complicated in a way that most other Japanese isn't, because she doesn't know any of the vocabulary. Anyway, we come now to tomorrow. Sorry, yesterday. We come now to yesterday, and already at 3:30 p.m., we will arrive at the bank and go to the self-help machine. And so we do. We get to the machine, we start pushing in buttons, etc. There's a long line of people, but that's fine. The line of people is for the cashiers. There's no line for the self-help machine, so we use the self-help machine. It's absolutely great. We start typing things in. It has English as a default. Oh, it's all very, very nice. Very, very, very nice indeed. And then a man approaches us, and he says, "Where's your number?" And we say, "What number?" And he says, "The number you get when you come into the post office to know it's your turn in line." And we said, "Oh, sorry, is there a line for this kind of machine? Is there a number to pull?" No, here's your number. And he pulls the number off of the same machine that everyone else has to use to get their turn with the cashier. So that, "Please take one number." The big screen goes up. Okay, fine. So we get in line because we think that, okay, maybe there are other people who are here first who want to use the self-help machine. And we stand in a line of 20 people. And over the course of the 20 people we're waiting, no one uses the self-help machine. They're only going to the cashiers. And we wait, and we wait, and we wait, and we get to the front, and we discover we have to ask a cashier about doing a transaction, and then we say, "May we please use the self-help machine?" My friends, I give you Japan! We love it. We absolutely love Japan so much. And this simple story, I know sounds like, "No, Resorty, you misunderstood something. No, Resorty, you're just confused." But no, this really is how a lot of Japan works, especially with newer additions to processes. Because of course there are ATMs, right? You can just go into a line and use the ATM, no problem. But often, instead of understanding new technology or services as being a totally separate thing, it's integrated into the main process, often in the least useful way possible. So you do get to do it by hand, you can do it yourself, but only when it's your turn. So yeah. So now that we know what's going to happen, we're still going to do this, but we'll have a good time having a laugh the whole time, because it's just unusual. It's just strange. Now, we didn't have... Oh, this is actually not true. I apologize. So... Though it's the case that you don't have to work with the teller, the cashier, to complete your transaction, after you finish typing it all into the machine, then someone has to come over and check and make sure you've done it correctly, verify that you've done the job correctly, and ask you questions about where the money's going and what it's doing. And so Nam's once again had to come up with the Japanese words that she doesn't quite know. So it sure is something. It sure is something. And I understand, because part of the way transfers can be used, bank transfers can be used, is for scams, right? It is the case that people can be scammed, and you want to be careful that it's not someone sending their life savings over to save their kid from arrest or to get their computer unhacked or whatever. Like, try to avoid that. I get it, but man, we've done this thing probably 10 times in a row now, always to the exact same bank, which we also own. And yeah, so though I think the one thing that was saved in any of this is we didn't have to fill out paperwork. We only had to instead explain it all aloud. Fears, I thank you much for your generous conversion of your Prime subscription to a Tier 1 subscription. Thanks for that change. I appreciate it. And thank you for the 18 total months hanging out with us. Sorry for no pop-up on the old screen here. I don't know why it didn't pop up, but yeah, thank you for your generosity, my friend, and deciding to keep supporting the channel into the future. That's really, really nice of you. For sure. Anyway, that was the big exciting thing to happen yesterday, was learning about how Japanese banks work. We were told when we first got here that if you want to go to any Japanese service that is not only doing one thing, so if, for example, you go to the post office because you want to mail a letter, that's fine, that's fast. But if you want to do anything different than that, or if you want to go to the bank and deposit some money, fine. But anything other than that, you have to set aside a significant period of time. And so there's been times we've gone to the bank for these transfers, which in the US we could do totally online, totally for free. And it takes, half an hour to up to 2 hours at times. So this is the joy of living an international life, I suppose, and having bills to pay back home too. So good. Other than that, class went well, though it is another long weekend. Monday we're off for the autumnal equinox. And so, once again, attendance was not super great. I do not like back-to-back long weekends. I mean, from the perspective of the worker, right? The perspective of the person who is just enjoying a little time off to recuperate himself and so on, awesome. But when it comes to trying to run a functional class and to having student attendance, back-to-back weekends off leads to a tremendous number of people missing. So yesterday's class, I decided to spend a portion of it saying, here, this is going to be the central topic of your first big assignment, which might not be terribly nice. Maybe it left out the people who weren't there, but possibly okay with that. I didn't give them the answers in any sense, but just gave them something to be thinking about in a big way. What were we teaching in class yesterday? Sacrifice. Yeah, talking about sacrifice. And, what sacrifices are. What are some possible sacrifices that are laudable and noble, and which ones are not so great, and how do you think about what kind of sacrifice you should expect of yourself and of other people. We talked about some silly little examples of sacrifices and some quite serious ones also. The main element, though, is just to get the students thinking through the meaning of the idea of sacrifice as opposed to a mere giving up or spending, for example. So yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time yesterday for the students who were there. And yes, the first big assignment they'll be doing is to respond to a prompt on the question of sacrifice that is to be responded to in any way other than an essay. I want photographs, I want plays, I want movies, I want paintings, something about sacrifice. I haven't figured out exactly what I asked them to do yet, but last semester I tried very hard to have the students not write essays, and I was much happier about that. I'm too invested in the success of my students. Them feeling not attending is a them problem. It's a them problem until I get the letter from my chair that says, "Hey Resorty, too few of your students are succeeding. What are you doing? I'm gonna come watch your class." Ah. No, of course you're right that the students are adults and get to make their own decisions and so on. I really do believe this. But part of it is just the knowledge that next Wednesday, next Friday, a group of students who missed class are going to say, hey, Professor Zordy, can you tell me everything we did? And it's just kind of annoying. It's so much nicer to just do it all together. But you're right. All I control is what I can control, and I can't control my students. And if I tried to, it'd probably be illegal. Thank you so much indeed, Cronin, for the Prime sub. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Very, very kind of you. Hope you're having a good one for sure. Yes, indeed, Eka. Yes, indeed, Chaucer. We did finish the Monday crossword on stream yesterday. Decided to open up the Don't Help Me and got some assistance in the crossword puzzle. Yeah, that Monday was one of the harder ones we've had in a very, very, very long time. Very long time. And glad that it was done. Glad that we got it finished together. Needed a couple pushes. We finished it out, but yeah, cat people instead of cat lover. There you go. Friends, the first ad break is coming. About 15 seconds from now, the ads will run. When that's done, we'll play some Frostpunk for sure. Looking forward to that. Don't know how much game there is in total in Frostpunk. I think there's quite a few more chapters to do. And so, as I said, I'm hoping we get this one done by the time that CK3's DLC comes out. I think that comes out the 26th in my neck of the woods. It's currently the 21st here. So, I don't stream tomorrow. We have 4 stream days then, before the next DLC comes out. So hopefully we can get it done between now and then. I would feel absolutely terrible having to abandon a fun little playthrough midway through. But of course, CK3, nothing rests for CK3. Speaking of games, I have 2 quick game-related topics to mention before we get to today's Frostpunk continuation. Number 1, I've begun to follow the Hearts of Iron Nexiverse. Sure, that's a word. Following the storylines of the creators of Hearts of Iron more and more. And it turns out that some secret little tips have been left that apparently Austria is getting a DLC. It's crazy to me, given the centrality of Austria to the Second World War. They don't have their own DLC, but they're getting one now that'll allow them to resist from the beginning if they'd like to do so. So will there be a time for us to go back to Hearts of Iron when that comes out? Maybe. Anonymous Gifter, thank you for gifting a subscription to Do You Remember? You may have noticed me just get caught for a moment there, trying to think something. This is so ominous. You are doing this. Oh, goodness. Do you remember the 21st night of September? I was gonna say, this either goes in the direction of a great song, or it goes in the direction of... do you remember what you did last summer? And I was thinking, oh Lord. Anonymous Gifter, that's amazing. Thank you for, do you remember the 21st night of September? That's absolutely great. Thank you. Because, yeah, I was worried. It was like, do you remember the time you lied to me, Resorty? Do you remember that time you said you'd do something and didn't? Oh, goodness. Guilty conscience all the way. That's amazing. I thank you very much. Yes, so on Hearts of Iron, apparently a DLC is coming eventually that involve Austria. Now, will it involve the Habsburgs? Will it involve... the possibility of Austria going like communist? Gosh, I have no idea what's coming. But they tend to do a lot of interesting alternate history work in their DLCs. They seem to say, okay, what are the plausible people and movements in the country that could have gone a different way historically? Maybe not likely to do so, but possibly to do so. And I look forward to looking into that some more. Should be good. A Starless One, thanks for that Prime sub. Always lurking, but always glad to be here. As you know, we appreciate the lurkers, we appreciate the you, and thank you for joining our community, man, so often for so many months and years all the way through. Very, very kind. Okay, that's one game thing. The other game thing, I owe you all a tremendous amount of appreciation. Yesterday's stream, a sponsored stream, was so good. To the point, I actually should have pulled this up already, but I should show you the result we got yesterday. How do I get there? Okay, I couldn't remember the website's name briefly. All right, so get this up real quick. I had a really fun time. I think many of you also had a really fun time checking out Rogue Waters, a pirate XCOM game. Which, let me tell you, when I heard pirate XCOM game, I was delighted by the possibilities. Now, this computer does not have Windows 11, and so it doesn't have like the easy print and copy things, screen print, I guess. I'll have to do this manually instead. So I now have MS Paint open before me. Okay, let me save this file. Okay, so not only did I have a very good time, not only do I think many of you also enjoyed the game, but also, I wish to show you an image. I wish to show you an image about how this went. Let me get this loaded now. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Oh, it's too big. Too big, too big, too big, too big. Got overly excited there. Down to down. Is it the Paradox stock? It's not a Paradox game. It's not a Paradox game. Oh no, it's still too big. There we go. You exceeded our expectations by 420%. There you go, team. Can't you win Shift S? Oh, can you actually? Win Shift S? I don't know about that at all. But there you go, team. Now, I don't quite know what their expectations were here. Actually, I do. Their expectation is they wanted to see, they wanted to see 20,000 delivered viewer minutes. So for every minute that I stream, it's multiplied by however many of you all there are, etc., etc. They wanted 20,000 viewer minutes over the course of 2 hours. We ended up streaming for 7.5 hours, and we got a total of 102,305 viewer minutes. So there you go. Well done, well done, well done. I don't yet know how many of y'all clicked through on the link. That's the other portion they're curious about, but I'm sure it was all wonderful. I had a really nice time, and yeah, I mean, as I said before, your engagement with the sponsored streams especially make it possible that I get more sponsored streams and we get to see the latest games before they're available to anybody else. It's really cool. It's really cool when folks get to see games on our stream that are nowhere else yet. You feel commodified. Well. I mean, don't worry. We have a special one-on-one relationship. I'm just showing the games to you personally. I wouldn't tell anyone else about our special little connection when I play the games and you individually watch it. Don't you worry. It's true. It is true that it is the case on the sponsored stream side of things. It does feel a little bit commodify-y, but that's how it goes. Before you know it, Microsoft sponsored a Solitaire stream. I'm open for all possible offers. That's absolutely right. Oh, absolutely, Dogberry. Yeah, Lurkin counts too for sure. I want to try this Win Shift S thing. So let me be honest with you. Anytime you have seen a screenshot from me, like genuinely anytime, on Twitter, on Discord, on the screen, whatever, I have pushed the print screen button on my keyboard, I have opened up MS Paint, I have pasted it in, cropped it down, and saved that file. Because I thought it was not possible to do anything else until the next version of Windows. So in this moment, if I push Win Shift S, Win Shift S, as God is my witness, I thought that turkeys could fly. No. It's been here the entire time. I realize you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm being able to select a very small amount. See, exactly, Pepper. Exactly. In Windows 11, the print screen key does the same thing as Win Shift S. I just thought it was a totally new feature. I thought it was totally new in Windows 11. Oh, so I know a bunch of, that's not true. I was gonna say I know a bunch of hotkeys, right? I know a lot of, I know a lot of like Control C, Control V, Bingo Bango. But I know there are many hotkeys I just don't know. And that's very unfortunate. Well, lesson learned. Thank you for teaching me things. I love it. That is great, great, great. What a good day. Oh, now I feel like we spend the rest of the stream just copying and pasting things and taking screenshots and carving out pictures to show. Anyway, what's good with you all? What things are occurring to make you happy? Tell me some stories. It is the weekend here, probably the weekend for you also. And I'd love to hear what you got going. For me, let's see, what I got going. I mean, honestly, it's recovering from yesterday's stream. I've actually scheduled a massage. I'm about 2 weeks off from normal massage time, but the back's hurting, the legs hurting. We may never again stream 7 hours in a row. If we do so, it's painful and pain is bad. That's how it goes for sure. You saw the new Transformers movie, it was great. Jim, I love that, absolutely love that. I have no idea if the Transformers movie is showing here. I'm sure it will be at some point. These often do show up once they've had a chance to be subtitled in Japanese. That might be worth checking out, hopefully. I'm a big guy, I could take it. True of both massage, not as true about standing up all day. I mean, back in the bad old days of streaming, I would say, man, for the sake of building a stream, for the sake of entertaining people, I will do whatever, even hurt myself, right? Does not matter if I hurt. Lots of people hurt. My father, a manual laborer, hurts at the end of the workday. Maybe I should too. Insofar as I don't hurt at the end of the workday, maybe I'm not really even working. You know this kind of talk for sure. But now I'm old enough that if I get sore, it just stays around longer, and that's not much fun. So probably at this point we'll hold off on long streams, or maybe if we have them, we'll do the standing and the sitting both. I'm not sure. Selden, you made oatmeal cookie chocolate chip pancakes with whipped cream and roasted walnuts from scratch today. The number of words that kept coming in that story and made it better and better and better were amazing. That's so good. Sounds amazing. Noms and I have pancake mix. But now that you've listed all the things that go into your pancakes, I feel like ours are inferior in principle by comparison, right? I know how to make pancakes, right? You do the egg, you do the milk, you do the stirring, and then in it goes. But from scratch, wow. Have I shown you all Japanese whipped cream? So you can buy whipped cream at the grocery store. 1 second. This search does not feel necessarily safe. 1 second. Is it? Okay. Yes, we're good. we're good. So number one, you can buy drinkable whipped cream in a can if you want to. Let's not talk about that one. It's somewhat upsetting. But yes, most grocery stores sell this kind of thing. Whipped cream in a bag. Whipped cream in a bag. And its branding, can we see here? I'll type in what it is, at least the recent one. So, oh. Well, okay, that's unfortunate. I'll have to buy it and show you all with my actual hands. But yes, the whipped cream in a bag thing, which is... 1 second. In Bagu. Yes, which is this kind of thing here. Always comes in a box that has Mickey Mouse on the outside of it. I don't know why it's okay to use Mickey and Minnie Mouse in your company boxes here. Where in the US, Disney is so protective of their copyrights. You can't use those, of course not. But yes, I'll show you all at some point in the future. But yeah, instead of getting whipped cream in a can or whipped cream in the little Cool Whip bucket, you get this thing instead. Similar enough to how many of you living in Canada get your milk in a bag, and that's very, very strange. It's very, very, if you've never seen this is a Canadian thing, also a northern Midwest thing, but it's not a thing where I grew up. But milk in a bag, it's this right here. This right here, yeah, and you get a pitcher. You get a pitcher for your milk bag instead of buying a gallon like God intended. And you make some cuts and you dump them. It's all very straight. I don't know. I don't mean to besmirch anyone's way of living, but it's how it goes. The Army did milk in a bag for a very long time. Interesting. Chocolate milk in a bag also. Do I want to see that? I mean, I'm assuming it's just looks like chocolate milk, but I've never looked at chocolate milk directly. Okay, I mean, so I'm used to milk for school lunches not being in bags, but instead in little paper cartons, possibly? You think that milk in the bag is only in Ontario. So I was in northern Wisconsin in the US and saw it there back in the 90s probably. So I don't know. Yeah, these cartons. That's the kind of thing I'm used to. Oh, cartons, there we go. Kids these days don't like goodness of cartons rather. Anyway, fine. Good topic. You pulled a muscle today smashing I'm sorry. When I read I've pulled a muscle, I always think next will come, I don't know, a sprint of some sort. Here we go. I pulled a muscle today smashing a giant spider with a shoe. My birthday's tomorrow, and I realize it's a sign of getting older. Yep, that's how it goes, my friend. That is how it goes. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that you harmed yourself. Now that said, think about the poor giant spider. Spider Bro was just trying to help you fight off the other creatures that are coming to sting you. That's right. Good old Spider Bro. I'm sorry to hear it though. It sounds painful. Also, happy early birthday. I don't stream tomorrow, so for the first time in a long time, here we go. This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. There you go. Happy birthday, yes indeed, Skipper Mark. Sven Supreme, my friend, thank you for the resubscription for 18 months. Thank you much indeed. Appreciate a whole bunch. What else we got here as far as stories of the weekend coming up? We have here also an old nuclear reactor is being restarted because Microsoft is buying all of its power for AI development. Wow. Yeah, the idea that a company could say, we want more power, turn on the big guns is amazing. I've read some sort of baseline, superficial news stories about how much power is used for various kinds of AI development and running, Bitcoin farms and all these new things that require massive amounts of processing. And it's something I can't really conceptualize. It's just so much power. And I do wonder how that will change power grids and prioritization of power infrastructure and all the rest. But wow, a whole plant going back on over it. That's crazy. Biff Gimbal, thank you for the resubscription. Twitch says it's time to remind me of my subiversary, so you will. Thank you for the 45 months. Thanks for hanging out with us for so many months. And that's lovely of you. Absolutely lovely all the way. Oh my goodness. HPG, you picked up tickets today to see Little Shop of Horrors at the local Playhouse Theater. Will you be humming along? I think that's one musical where I so badly want to sing along. And if the performers are loud enough, it's possible to hum along very, very quietly. Now, when I do this, my wife can hear me and doesn't singular like it at all, but I do like humming along to musicals. I try hard though not to use it in public, I promise. I promise. In Ireland, about 20% of all power use is used by data centers. Wow. So I know there was a big movement of tech companies to Ireland a while back because of something involving taxes. I don't know all the ins and outs. I'm also not sure if it's like the actual work of the technology companies or if it's just the accounting wings and corporate offices, but that's a lot of power being used by data centers. But crazy. I don't know much about it at all, but I do wonder, what the future of technology looks like. This like huge open topic, I suppose. But I remember reading a story in can't remember which magazine it was, but a story about like some Texas town with very low population and apparently a cheap power. And so some young Bitmine crypto guy decided to go set up a crypto farm there and was suddenly sucking down the entire town's entire power grid. And it led to a bit of a crisis about we can't charge such low rates if it's all going to this guy's profits as opposed to the citizens or whatever. And so, I mean, I think this is probably not exactly novel. There's probably always been people trying to set up their businesses where conditions are good. But yeah, this is the limit of my knowledge. I know nothing about how this works. And just this morning, I was reading a post over on Reddit rather, about when watching streamers, what is the thing that you dislike the most? I read these just to get my finger on the pulse and so on. And apparently number one, the thing that people dislike the most when it comes to Twitch streamers is bad audio. So if it's grating to listen to, this is terrible. But the thing that was cited second most regularly that people hate when it comes to Twitch streamers is claiming knowledge they don't have. Speaking authoritatively on things that they do not know. And yeah, I get why that would be pretty darn annoying. So I try very hard to say this is all of I know, right? And it was when it comes to like, Bitcoin mines, I don't want to say, and shut them all down. They're a net negative on the world, blah. But yeah, I do wonder what happens when we move more and more of our energy usage into these kinds of services, these kinds of technologies generally. I've got no idea. But it's interesting, though. You feel like a lot of really big streamers do that. Skipper Mark, it was in the context of bigger streamers especially, those who don't engage with their chat, who just seem to spout off constantly. Because even if the chat says, you are wrong, stop saying this, they just ignore the chat and keep going. So, I don't know. I try very hard to limit myself when I'm over the skis and saying things I do not know, but who knows? Maybe I'd do better as a streamer if I just made wild pronouncements on everything. I know that some of you are material engineers, but you know what we need more of? We need more plastic. I think we should build roads out of plastic, because when the roads break, then we can use the plastic for making children's toys. Something like that. Incidentally, friends, I have a spider on the desk right in front of me. I don't think I can get a shot for you with my webcam without you then saying, Resorty, your keyboard is disgusting. And we had that feeling earlier this week. Don't pull a muscle. Thank you. I don't fight spiders. I am of the school that says spiders are friends, not foes. I mean, that said, I don't really kill anything in the house. So even if I find like a creepy bug or one of these like worms or something, I will do the like little cup thing and encourage it into the cup and then take it outside, where I feel like I've done a good thing, and then I recognize that no, it probably got eaten by a predator immediately or froze to death. But at least I didn't kill it directly. Maybe it's building a home in the debris of my keyboard. What? What? Rarely do I desire to ban a mod. In this day, though, I wish to ban a mod for sure. Maybe this weekend we'll update Windows and clean out the old keyboard, and then on Monday, I'll hold up my keyboard and show you all how beautiful it is. That said, I probably cleaned out my keyboard about 6 months ago, and it looked really, really good. The problem is I just stand here, right? I stand here and use the keyboard constantly, and things happen, right? Things happen. Now, I am curious, how often do you all clean your keyboards? Now, I understand yours are not being presented for public consumption, right? Yours happen just in a little, like, filth hole that is your personal life. But do you clean them out regularly? A few times a week? A few pepper? Wait, when you say you clean it a few times a week, do you just like take the canned air and go spray, spray, spray? Or do you take it entirely apart? Right? Do you take off every key a few times a week? I'm really impressed if so. I'm really impressed. You have a slide under keyboard that says clean. I don't know what a slide under keyboard is. This sounds like some new fancy technology. Slide under keyboard. Oh. And so you slide your hands in there. Is that right? Or do you pull it out just when you're using it and then put it back away? You clean it once every 1 or 2 weeks when you vacuum the room. Okay. Got it. So you use electronic wipes and air. Got it, Peppers. Not nearly as much taking it all apart. Now, this is one of those things. I remember being taught as a youngster, instead of waiting for things to get so absolutely disgusting that you have to do the major work of cleaning it out entirely, you can just tidy occasionally, right? I know this is true, but graduate student Resorty had this experience of, I'm pretty busy. Those dishes can surely wait till tomorrow. And then we eat dinner again, and they can wait another day, and before too long, you get a full living colony happening in the fridge, not the fridge, sorry, the sink, and then you never ever want to do it again. But how about this? How about starting in a few days here, maybe a couple weeks, I will try cleaning my keyboard every other day or so, and we'll all be very impressed. I'm not going to do this. See, as I say the words, like as the poison drips from my mouth, I know it's not going to happen. So more important then is just not showing you all my keyboard, and we can all pretend that it's absolutely beautiful, always, until Noms comes in the room and she says, look at Resorty's keyboard. Look what he's done. Noms is not on Team Resorty, unfortunately. Alright, one more thing to show you all before we play some games. We mentioned spiders a moment ago, and how I try very hard to, that's a good idea. Just clean while having normal talk at start of stream. I like that, but is it possible to clean a keyboard without pushing the keys? Right, because inevitably I have to unplug my keyboard. Now I do have a cable disconnect at the board itself, and so I wouldn't need to go digging underneath, but can you plug a keyboard back in while the computer is active and have it work? Or is this one of those things that has to be plugged in at boot? As I say these words, I realize I'm imagining myself in a time machine back to 1993 or so. Do we say at boot about anything anymore? Maybe we'll do that. Maybe while we have our opening blah blah blah, I will lovingly cradle my keyboard by arm and brush it lovingly and get all the cat hair out surely. Anyway, very good. The photo I wish to show you, or the thing I wish to talk about just briefly, is something some of you are not going to want to see, and some of you are not going to want to talk about. So, fair warning, in a moment, a few are going to have to mute the stream for just a moment. It's not disgusting, it's just the kind of thing that I know the Twitch audience. It's about the kind of spiders we have in Japan. So, I was told about a kind of spider in Japan that I've yet to see. That I've been told that people will occasionally just be hanging out on their patios, and then surprise, it's the Japanese spider. Can I wave when don't talk about spiders? Yes. I do talk this way. I promise I'll give an intentional one of these when we're done. It'll be a short one though, don't you worry. So I'll wait 10 seconds and then we'll pull up the picture and we'll talk about how I should probably never go outside again. But yes, having read about these before I came over, I thought we were seeing them much more often. All right, here we go. So if I just type in Japanese spider, does it give me the one I want? Yes, this photo here is what I saw the first time. Now there are the spider crabs. We're not going to run into those here, but this kind of thing hangs out throughout the city. They're real big boys. I actually don't know what they're called. Let's see here. Schlegel's Japanese Gecko. No. What's this one called again, though? Centipedes, mice. The tatami mite, rather. Something we don't get because we don't have tatamis, thankfully. But here you go, the huntsman spider. The Japanese ones happen to be large, up to palm size. They are hairy. They can bite, but usually don't. They don't make webs and turn your home into a horror house. They aren't aggressive, and they usually like to keep themselves in some corner, like your underwear drawer. So, we keep a pretty tight house here. I doubt one's gonna sneak in, but I've been told that you will occasionally find them on the wall outside, especially just after dark, at a time when the walls are still warm from the sun, but the light is no longer directly casting upon them. So one of these days, I might see one of these, and when that happens, perhaps it'll be truly awful. Anyway, it's gone. Hello, friends. If you want to come back from Arachnophobiaville, it's gone now. No worries at all. Sick Fritz on them. I guarantee that Cat Fritz will run away. I guarantee there's absolutely no possibility by which Cat Fritz defends me against the spiders. He does like chasing small bugs around the house. And to this point, I've decided that if Cat Fritz gets into a war with a small bug, I'm not going to rush in to get between him and the bug, because there's so few interesting things in Cat Fritz's life. And so when he's interested in, gosh, let's check this out, I'm glad he can do so. Anyway, I think that's enough blah blah blah. I appreciate you being here. I recognize I did not load today's video game, so one moment while I do that. Also, how awful was that yesterday? Oh my goodness. I did the big hype thing. Friends, we have an awesome sponsored stream today. This game's coming out really soon. It's gonna be amazing. Thank you for watching it with me. And then the game crashes. It's one thing if the game crashes after, I don't know, a few hours of fun. It's one thing if it's bouncing along, enjoying yourself, and then, oh no, a crash happens, no big deal. But yes, when it happens before a moment of game has been played, that's a little bit unfortunate. Hyped it into a crash. Now I want to say that's not my fault, I'm not to blame, but at the same time I felt pretty bad about it. I felt pretty bad about it happening exactly there, so oh well. Your former roommate's cat had a trick of swatting houseflies off the window panes, then eating them. Wow! So being able to get to the window panes and not being afraid of what the cat sees is definitely a skill in itself. Because little Fritz, though he knows where the windows are, and though we've lived here for coming up on 3 years now, Fritz is absolutely terrified of the windows. And I don't know if it's because he can't understand what's out there. I don't know if it's because he is afraid that he'll be seen. But yes, if I put him by the window, he will just run away every single time, unfortunately. At least the crash happened before the dev came in. Yeah, that's a really cool thing. Though I know it's the case that lots of devs watch lots of streams from time to time. Just stop in and see how people are enjoying their game. I like to imagine the dev who came in yesterday to see their game, which is not even released to early access yet. I like to imagine that we're one of the first strangers that they've seen play the game. I'm not sure if it's true, but it's gotta feel really good as a dev to see people enjoying and checking out your game, and a community's excited and so on. So, all very cool. It's good. Your cat will destroy a house trying to destroy your house trying to get to a fly. Yeah, I know some cats will do that. Some cats will get excited and run around and get their claws into everything. Fritz is just too chill. Fritz at some point decided that either there are no threats to his existence, or everything is a threat to existence, and so we just can't worry about it anymore. I'm not sure which one. Anyway, here's the story so far. If you don't want the game spoiled, now is the time to say goodbye. But here we go. You begin Frostpunk 2 playing as a group of random wanderers out in the wasteland, trying to just barely get by in any way that they can. And that's delightful, absolutely delightful. You learn some basic mechanics while doing so, and midway through that first prologue mission, you find a dead captain, I believe, a captain of the guard who has been defeated, and you recognize his insignia as having come from the place you played the first Frostpunk, namely New London. And you can decide the meaning of the Frostpunk insignia that character has. Is it a place where New London is religious, New London is a place of order and control, or New London was a place where nothing in particular happened? Just sort of middle path. And we said, sure, in our playthrough of the first Frostpunk, order prevailed. We chose the order path primarily. And I thought that was nothing about it. No big deal. And then you finish the prologue and go to the first chapter, and surprise, surprise, you are now playing as New London. And the New London is set up around that first decision you made about what kind of place is New London. I didn't expect this at all. It shocked me. I was so happy, because I had assumed that New London would come back as the villains in the playthrough, as opposed to the people that you yourself are playing. And that was really cool, really surprising. So now we're playing as New London once more, but a New London that's had some problems. It's 30 years on from the first Frostpunk. Over the 30 years, most notably, we've managed to use up all the coal, and so our generator, the thing that keeps the city alive when times get really cold, no longer has any power at all. We are working on finding a permanent source of coal and getting the city built up, and that's where you find yourself right now. It is week 108 here in the first chapter, and so I do wonder if we'll get all ready for whatever comes next, but we'll see how it goes. Hello, Vera! Hello, Bocce! Oh, no! This is the second time that this has happened in this game. An Unreal process has crashed. UE Frostpunk 2. Last time I scrolled out. Please provide detailed information. I was loading my save file. I was excited to return to my Frostpunk 2 adventures. Now my excitement has been replaced with despair, frowny face. Send and restart the game. Hey, LSG. Excited for the playthrough. U-boat amazing. Absolutely agree. I really enjoyed the U-boat playthrough. This game's different than U-boat, of course, but I hope you're enjoying the variety of games we play here for sure. Hopefully it wasn't day one patch causing problems. Oh, I mean, you're absolutely right. Our save file is from before the game released. Oh, no. I don't want to start from the very beginning again, but I recognize with having Frostpunk set out for the next week or so, 5 days or so, we may get to restart this thing. I can't think of anything I want to do differently. Well, surely it will load this time. Gotta believe, gotta believe. Here goes. Third time's a charm, maybe? Exception access violation. Okay. So I'm not playing on a beta branch. Occasionally devs give me access to the beta branch and then say, make sure you leave the beta branch before playing after release. That's not happened here. One more time. Hi again. Hi. It's me again. Attempted once again to load a save file. Now my despair has become horror. Have I wasted my life? Are all of my efforts for naught? This game, which promised me an escape from the meaninglessness of life, has only reinscribed this. I'll be charging you for my therapy hour. Winky face. Very good, very good. Send and restart. We'll try one more time, and then we'll try new. If I can't reliably start the game, how can I advance to the Billionaires Club? That's right. The streaming material is what's going to give us the way to billionairehood. Oh, goodness. Yeah. See, Biff, seeing you mention Satisfactory after these crashes, I do think, maybe we should play Satisfactory instead. But no, I do want to stay with Frostpunk, so... Anyone know why this compiling shaders thing comes up? Like, anytime I see any pre-game countdown about visuals, I always think of SimCity's reticulating splines. But what does it mean to load up all of these shaders? Is that some amount of graphics you need simply to make the title screen work, or what? What is a shader? Alright. I am pushing continue. A faster load time between scenes. Video cards work faster with some things preloaded. Huh. Shaders are preloaded things. If he has to compile shaders mid-game, it causes stuttering. Okay. We're currently looking something up so I don't have to experience the dismay of, once again, having the game crash. So shaders are something from Minecraft. So they load Minecraft in the background. I get it. A shader is a computer program that calculates the appropriate levels of light, darkness, and color during the rendering of a 3D scene, a process known as shading. Okay, calculate rendering on graphics hardware with a high degree of flexibility. These are words. So preloading light stuff helps. If you don't preload the light stuff, it loads more slowly? Or a shader is used for things other than only light levels now? Yeah, the music's a little extreme, but I apologize. In the beginning was the shader. The shader ensured that God had only to work 6 days and could take the 7th as rest. It's like the kids saying you're throwing shade, but for your game. And it helps you go faster so you can spend more time in the shade. This is one of those cases I have no idea what it's talking about. We can read about vertices and pixelies if you want to, I suppose. Vertices and pixelies, something like that. All right. Intrinsic to how games graphics work. Okay, so this little box has a graphic of a rhino on it. Does it need a shader to make it? Okay. I'm gonna try the load game button instead of the continue button. So if this save file does not work, we've lost 40 some weeks. Load. Yes. No. Oh no. Okay. Back from the therapist. Different way. At therapy this week, I was encouraged that it's okay to take risks. Sometimes things go bad. But more often than not, they work out. You just have to believe and take that step, even though it can be hard. With hope in my heart, I once more clicked load game. I was ready to play, to enjoy, to explore. I set aside my worry. Oh, what a fool I was! For again, I was repaid with only suffering. Why do bad things happen to good people? For my belief, I have been paid a wage in horror. For my effort, I have received only more sorrow. In this day, I realize that all things fade away. Notably, my happiness in your game's save files. Hugs and kisses. XOXO. Heart. Thanks for... No, I don't want to sound sarcastic. I don't want to sound sarcastic. We're all good. Have I Googled to fix my problems? Have I Googled to fix my problems? Consistent anxiety and imposter syndrome solutions. Apparently there's a post from devs on how to try solving crashes. Okay, so double hat, this is not only a me issue. Good. Let's see. So Frostpunk 2 crashes from 5 months ago. Okay. Can I see in the last week? Don't forget seeking validation to others. Oh, Jim, thanks for reminding me about seeking validations for others. I really appreciate when you give me suggestions. It makes me feel like you care about me and validate my feelings. All right, this is from minitool.com. That's a thing. From 24 hours ago, here we go. Yes, this is my life. Oh no, I'm being re-traumatized by seeing it. Oh, you can't see this, I'm sorry. You can't see the jokes that are happening. Oh, does that mean you didn't see me actually type in about, Yeah, I swear I did this. I swear I did the anxiety imposter syndrome. That wasn't just a talking bit. All right. Grokking Tim, thanks for the resub, friend. I am validated. The validation of others is coming. All right. Support at 11-bit studio. Check this thing here. Frostpunk 2 contains nudity and sexual content. My goodness. You found the post also? Hey, thank you. Update the graphics driver. Wii U. Update Windows. No. Please update Windows pop-up came up and I ignored it. Oh, no. Friends, this is the short stream day. I'll try to update the drivers. So, what do I have again? Do I have an NVIDIA thing? I have an NVIDIA thing. I'm going to the NVIDIA control panel. I'm gonna use the local updater thing. No, that's not it. What's it called? An update pop-up, I ignored it. It ignored the pop-up happened while I was already live. It happened during the first 10 minutes of stream. Can you imagine? GeForce Experience, thank you. Thank you to remember that one. GeForce Now, it's called. A cloud gaming... Do I not have it installed? Oh, right. So recently I moved everything over from an old SSD to a new SSD. And so I don't think I have installed the various GeForce things. Here we go. GeForce update thing. Official GeForce drivers. Marketing, no thank you. Download this thing. There it goes. Over the next few minutes, I may not be able to see what's happening on the chat screen, so please amuse yourselves. That said, I will go ahead and capture the entire window. Is there any possible way this doxes me? I don't think it does. I don't think it does. All right, let's see what happens. We're installing stuff. Installing's happening. I think we can see the latest and greatest game, but that's part of the installation. Please do not dox yourself. I mean, I've already self-doxed, right? Once upon a time, I said, I'm done streaming forever. And on that day, I posted my real name and so on. All right, here we are. Sign in with NVIDIA. I think I have a... Yes, Resorty-chan, absolutely. Sounds good, sounds good. Login completed. All right, so go back to the other thing. GeForce sent an email to Resorty. All right, if that happens on this window, you can't see this, I don't think. Good. Authenticate email address. Done. Spin, 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 spin. Login complete. All good. Oh, now we have to go back to the other thing again. Wait, where is it? Oh, I should probably close Frostpunk, shouldn't I? Okay, exit that. Okay, go back to the application. Here we are. Keep your games and applications optimized. So I've never done this. I've never said yes on this because I don't know what the word optimization means in this context. I worry it means they'll do things in the background that I will not understand, and that seems bad. So we're gonna say no thank you on that. A tour. Skip. Wait, you don't want to see the tour of how to use my newly installed program? You don't want to see how exactly I can push the buttons? Choose settings yourself. Do you understand how bad I am at choosing settings? All right, we push the drivers button now. Wow. So the next game out is Final Fantasy 16. I want to tell you the first time that I ever saw this kind of thing, I thought that the basic driver here was only for Final Fantasy 16. You don't need to backseat this. We don't even need to... Okay, look at this, team. Look at this. Skip. Drivers. Push download. Oh, goodness. This is not a video game. I swear I know how to push buttons myself. All right, I'll push the download key. Jeez Louise. This is what it is to be a streamer, folks. This is what it is to be a streamer. There's no knowledge about the thing. All right, download happening. There it's going. Very good, very good. Also, I'd like you to know I do seriously use the phrase "Jeez Louise" with some regularity. All right. Here we go. Express installation or custom. We do custom with good users. Do I want to allow the app to make changes? Heck yes, I do. All right, there it goes. Is this part of Frostpunk 2 tutorial? It is. Sing an aria. Can't sing that high, unfortunately. What are these things? Graphics drivers is in required. PhysX system software. I don't know what that is. Ooh, a little pitchy. Good. Audio driver, no thank you. USB-C driver, I don't know. You know what, let's install all of them. I'm sure this is fine. Install all of these. Why? You need them all? Oh, fine. Perform a clean installation. Restores all NVIDIA settings to default value. But if it's working, why would I fine. If this is what you want, chat. This is the part where chat gets a keylogger installed and steals all the Resorty bucks. I can't have that. All right. Pushing the button. Here goes the line. Play Star Wars Outlaw. What is Star Wars Outlaws? Do a clean install. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and repartition my hard drive and do a fresh install of Windows to make sure there are no bugs. Now, as it says uninstalling